Please subscribe my channel. The gathering was noisy and wild, the type where folks say stuff they later claim was just kidding. We were hanging out with buddies, glasses in our hands, when my wife chuckled and tossed it out there lightly, almost like she was proud of it. Honestly, you'd never even guess if I ever stepped out on you. Everybody laughed. Somebody threw in a quick remark. For them, the moment slipped by. It didn't slip by for me. I grinned with the same polite grin I always use around others, and I stayed quiet. No big reaction, no stiffness. But deep down, something clicked into place. That comment wasn't just a joke. It was pure assurance. Not assurance in being faithful, but assurance in being in charge. She figured her secrets gave her power. She thought I was too trusting, too easy to read, too laid back to ever peek behind the scenes. I didn't call her out on it. Calling someone out gives them time to cook up excuses. I didn't start a fight. Fights build walls. I just watched her for the rest of the evening. How comfortable she seemed, how secure she felt, and that feeling of security was exactly what made my next move possible. When we got home, I didn't bring up the joke. I didn't switch my voice or the way I moved. I acted completely normal, and that mattered a lot. People open up more when they think everything's fine. Later that night, as she was getting ready for bed, I mentioned offhand that somebody at the party had shared something curious with me. I didn't name who. I didn't say what. I just let the words float there and then switched topics. She paused for half a second. Most folks wouldn't catch it, but I did. Fear kicks in before the brain catches up. She asked what I meant. I shrugged and said it was likely nothing. Then I talked about something else. That was the head game. I gave her no direct blame to push back against, no facts to argue over. I handed her doubt, and doubt is tough to handle for someone who thinks they've hidden everything perfectly. That night, she hardly slept. I could sense it. Being restless has its own pattern. She tossed, sighed, grabbed her phone, stared up at the ceiling. I slept peacefully. By morning, things had flipped. She kept an eye on me, searching my expression for hints, trying to figure out what I might know. Over breakfast, I stayed easygoing, even upbeat. I didn't mention it again. The quiet did all the heavy lifting. Around midday, she began dropping questions that sounded casual. Did anybody say anything odd last night? Did you chat with someone for a while? I answered in a vague way, never lying, never spelling things out. I wasn't grilling her. I was letting her grill herself. The brain rushes to fill empty spaces much quicker than any direct charge could. By evening, that bold vibe from her party comment had vanished. She wasn't joking now. She was thinking hard. And when a person starts thinking hard like that, they're already close to spilling everything. That night, I made the last move. I sat next to her on the sofa and said softly, "If there's something you figure I might hear from somebody else, you ought to tell me yourself now." I kept my voice steady. I didn't seem mad. I seemed relaxed. That relaxation scared her. She asked what I'd heard. I shook my head and replied, "I'd rather hear it straight from you, not from them." That did it. Her breathing shifted. She stared at her hands, then looked up at me, getting a big realization. Saying no wouldn't work anymore. Whatever tale she told herself, she couldn't manage what I might already know, and managing things was all she'd counted on. She began crying before the words came out. Admitting everything doesn't usually come just from feeling bad. It comes from being afraid of losing grip on the story. She told me it all, bit by bit, unevenly, like finally setting down a heavy load she'd carried way too long. It wasn't a single slip-up. It was an ongoing thing, explained away, played down, tucked behind boldness and laughs. She admitted she truly thought I'd never catch on, that I was too even-keeled, too believing. Hearing that didn't sting her the way she thought it would. It just proved what I'd already figured out. Her comment at the party hadn't been careless. It had been a probe. She wanted to test if she could say the truth aloud and still feel untouchable. I listened without cutting in. When she was done, she asked why I hadn't said something sooner. I gave her the honest answer. Jumping in early would have given her something to battle against. Staying quiet left her no place to duck. She saw then that the head game hadn't fooled her. It had just stripped away her sense of being in charge. She asked if I hated her. I said no. Hate needs strong feelings tied to it. I asked if she got why she'd opened up. She nodded slowly. She said she couldn't handle not knowing what was in my head. That was the whole idea. Lies hang on when things feel unsure. Doubt ends them. I didn't yell. I didn't make threats. I told her quietly that making light of cheating says more than any sorry ever could. She'd felt proud of keeping secrets, and those secrets became a trap the second she worried someone else might have the upper hand. I explained that trust doesn't shatter from the cheating itself. It shatters when a person feels okay poking fun at the idea of it. Those words stuck with her. I saw it on her face. The control she thought she owned at the party was totally gone. In the days after, things changed between us. She watched what she said. I watched how I showed up. I didn't hurry any choices. I didn't hand out quick forgiveness. I just stayed steady in what was real. Our friends picked up on the shift, but nobody knew the reason. That was okay. The biggest fights don't need an audience. I took away something useful from that night. People let their guards down and show their hidden sides when they feel completely safe, and they admit things when that safety goes away. I hadn't set a trap for her. I hadn't tricked her. I just quit shielding her false beliefs. And once those false beliefs crumble, the truth comes up by itself. Being calm isn't weak. Being calm is smart. At the party, my wife joked that I'd never know if she cheated. She laughed because she believed keeping secrets made her strong. I smiled and stayed silent because I knew something she didn't. The mind makes more noise than any outright blame ever could. That same night, one small, well-timed hint of doubt led her to tell me everything. I didn't win by yelling or snooping. I won by staying quiet while her confidence crumbled. Control doesn't disappear when you challenge it directly. It disappears when it sees that it's not in charge anymore.